Good afternoon. This is my second blog for my course in counseling, and it's about the skills of the counselor. My name is Mohammed Ahmadi. I watched both videos. I watched them 3 times, each of them. I did have problem with both of them to some extent. I did not feel comfortable about how close they were to their clients. In a natural setting, in a regular counseling session, it should be a long time before you can have that kind of a personal space being invaded to some extent, especially on the second video. And both counselors did not feel at ease. It seemed that they were told to carry on a certain points, which is more of the solar points: sit up straight, get close to the client, look into their eyes, paraphrase all of that. However, also in a natural setting, the pace is a little bit softer, a little bit slower. You don't go toe to toe with your client. You let them relax and feel the conversation and the comfort. And the more comfortable you are, the more comfortable they become. I think specifically in the first video, I believe the name of the gentleman was Wayne Powell. His face was not pleasant. His face was not kind and reassuring the way I usually imagine a counselor should be. I mean, he was definitely not a Christian counselor. He was a little bit too animated, and again, a little bit too assertive, which at some points the situation needs that, but it didn't seem like that they were at that point. However, they were very good following up what they were told. But there was no naturalness. Again, this might have been a video that was made, and I'm sure it was, that was made for teaching, and it wanted to emphasize those points of sitting up straight, being assertive, looking to your client's eyes, but it lacked any naturalness to it. However, I might be looking at it from a different lens, but from my own experience, I'm a lot more jovial with my clients. I have a lot more warmth, especially the first video. He was, I found the client actually smiled and was in a way warmer than, than the counselor. At some point, he did force a smile, the counselor, but it was all lost. However, he went exactly by the book. I mean, be assertive, sit up front. He was actually had more distance between himself and the client, which was more natural to me. On the second video, It was way too close for comfort to a client. I personally wouldn't feel comfortable that close, and I wouldn't recommend it. Also, there is something about sit up straight and be assertive, but at the same time, you have to feel comfortable. The second counselor, although he sat way too close to me, he was much more comfortable with himself and what he was saying. And he paraphrased better. He actually expanded on his paraphrasing and gave it different directions and sent it back to the client. And the first one, paraphrasing, was like fast, quick, and just a little bit too dry for me. They were both too dry for me, although the second one was more pleasant. His face was, his body language was, and but if you noticed, his client was completely closed off during the whole session, with having her hand crossed most of the time. And I think she was a little bit aware of the closeness to the counselor, because she was going a little bit back like that. Her head was when she talked back. I think it takes more than just following up those steps. I think it takes more knowledge of knowing who you are and what you are doing there as a person, as a counselor, and being a little bit more comfortable with yourself as a counselor. And you gotta let it come to you naturally. I know that in Jungian psychology, Carl Jung says, study all your theories, all your constructs, learn everything you can, but put them all aside when you go to that counseling room, because we are dealing with individuals that are all different, and you have to deal with every individual based on what they give you, because basically you want to show enough vulnerability, because they mirror you. They go as far as you go. They become as vulnerable as you become. So Mary von Franz, who was Jung's one of Jung's trusted students and confidants, says, as therapists, we are not gods. We don't know what we're doing. We go inside, sit down. You try to be as nice and as pleasant as you come, and then you make yourself vulnerable and see what happens. So basically, you have to be on your toes. You have to know your stuff. You have to be patient. And you have to allow that intimacy, that trust happens. And that comes by being resilient in what you do. And in a way, Carl Rogers, you put your client at highest regard, and you just wait, you just sit, and you listen. And you listen well. Actually, between everything that I went through the last two chapters, what stayed with me a lot more than anything else was what Chuck Rogers said in that little synopsis that he had. And because there is more than just theory and construct there. There's a sense of spirituality, a sense of humanity, and how, as human beings, we need to have that. This is
But at the same time, you don't like the same thing. So
I
I
think
don't know.
we're going a little bit haywire here, but I'm trying to keep everything as I can. He says, Chuck Rogers, however, when I am able to carefully reflect each piece of cognitive content, when I'm able to accurately reflect emotion, when I'm able to say back to them what I heard them just say to me, something healing, something almost magical happens. All of a sudden, they realize that they matter. That's what it's all about. That's why they came, and that's why they'll come back. Master these basic skills, and you will master your craft. I used to tell my students, stop trying to fix people. This is this is where this is where the main thing. Be present for them. When you do that, you will fix a lot of things. I think if I have to choose a philosophy for the way I like to counsel, that would be my philosophy. Because these people who come to you, they are come to you because they have not had the attachment that they needed in life. They have never found their self through their caregiver or parents. About 99% of us suffer from some sort of parental complex. We are all damaged. But as a counselor, this person comes to you looking for some kind of attachment, looking to find herself, sometimes in you, or at least get a help toward finding it, looking for some vulnerability. She is there because there is a reason. She is damaged. She needs healing. And you might be her or his last chance to get some of that healing back. So be patient. Be present. This is not just any job. As a counselor, especially as a Christian counselor, you're dealing with higher authorities. You're dealing with people's souls, with their psyches. Tread lightly. Be present and listen. Questions about counseling sessions is, again, I definitely can understand the notion of the two videos that we saw and understand the merit of them in showing what is necessary for a counseling room. But what I saw in both videos is that the clients are lost. because they don't have any sense of their self, because they do not know themselves. That's why Maria cannot stay alone and needs to be out with somebody, because it's in that somebody, whoever that is, she finds her other, she finds, and she realizes herself. That's why she doesn't want to be alone. Not knowing, being alone is what is going to heal her. So again, that might be a different conversation, different place, but more than anything in any kind of counseling or therapy, I like to emphasize to my clients to come to understand, realize, to come to study, to come to search, to get to know who they are, not what they are, who they are. That's where the conversation usually starts with me and my clients. Thank you.